Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world at this point in time. We want to welcome you to the JNF Alexander High School in Israel radio station located here in Hod HaSharon, Israel, for a wonderful show that we have, welcoming two very important guests to our campus. We have Mr. Jack Gottlieb, founder and president of the World Jewish Heritage Sites, right?
That's right.
And Omri
Negri.
Yeah. And your role?
I'm operation and some business development in there.
So you're the brains behind the idea.
No, he's modest because he actually curated, the 100 best ethnic restaurants in Israel.
Wow.
He's a part-time chef. And,
okay.
And when he's not doing a part-time chef, he's actually a captain in the Israeli Defense Forces.
So I won't mess with him. What's your favorite dish to serve?
To serve, I think that I really like, to work with fish.
Fish.
So I think that you can, with all the different cultures,
that's nice.
You can work with fishes.
My favorite fish is gefilte fish. And whenever I go to a fish restaurant, I ask them for a gefilte fish, and they don't know what I'm talking about.
So call us, and we will help you to find a good one. We know where are all the best gefilte fish, I think, in Israel, and for sure we can find them.
But just to let you know, probably the best gefilte fish is at the Gefilte Fest in London every year.
I've heard about this actually.
I gotta go. I never heard of this.
Event.
It's an amazing event.
Amazing.
And the best gefilte fish is probably there, but there's a lot of other ethnic foods there as well.
Maybe we got to bring our students over there for part of their, Jewish learning experience to experience the Gefilte Fest. Gefilte Fest.
Gefilte Fest.
Awesome.
Nice copyright. Yeah.
Jack, you're originally from the States.
That's right. I'm from Boston.
From Boston. And I won't hold that against you because I'm from New York, but we're part of the same family.
And I went to Maimonides High School, so I hope you don't hold that against me.
So Yeshiva Bucher from Boston, who made Aliyah.
That's right.
So real quick, tell us about why come here? It's like when I made Aliyah 5 years ago in Israel, it's like, from New York? Why did you come here?
Everything there.
Right, what do you need in Israel?
And I got that also as well when I was in the army. Like, what are you doing here? You could be in America doing whatever. And I'm like, I want to be here.
So what are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, I think I would hold Maimonides responsible because it wasn't just Torah or Midah, Torah and science, but they taught us to be very Zionistic.
Oh wow!
And there were quite a few Holocaust survivors, children of Holocaust survivors in the school, and so when I had the opportunity, I made Aliyah.
I'm going to push you a little bit on this.
Yeah.
And I was told this too, you could have stayed in the States, come visit once a year, still made your impact, right? Still do what you do, because what you do is on a global scale, not necessarily just in Israel.
Yeah, I could be anywhere.
You could be anywhere. Why Israel? I'm pushing you for what? And I'll stop right thereafter, but why Israel?
Well, the reason I came to Israel is I feel it's my home,
Very nice.
And I think that's I would hope that every Jew would believe that Israel is their home, even though I don't believe everybody has to live here. But in their heart, I do really want them to feel that Israel is a place that they could finally end up.
Very nice. I love that answer, and I feel the same way. Ditto on all accounts.
Yeah.
So that's good. We're off to a good start.
Yeah.
Tell me...
Well, I'm glad I'm saying the right things.
For now. No, I'm just kidding.
The check is in the mail.
The check is in the mail. Tell me something, Mr. Gottlieb. And you have... you've taken on a huge undertaking, right? This is not done in any formal way. When we're talking about Jewish, his heritage sites for Jews around the world.
Right.
We know these places exist. You go to the ghetto in Venice, or in we talked about in Italy.
In the Venice Ghetto.
The Venice Ghetto in Italy. That's right.
Yeah. And it's the 500-year commemoration this year of the establishment of the Venice Ghetto.
Here's some trivia for you. Ghetto actually comes from the Italian word getto.
Yeah, which is foundry.
Yes. I was actually there a few years ago. I remember learning about this because that's like the original ghetto, and they throw in that piece of trivia.
This is why we keep Jake around.
He knows everything, yeah.
So why this, though? But why Jewish Heritage Site? What got you? It's one thing, okay, Israel, you felt is your home, wonderful.
Yeah.
Why engage in this now, and why take on this big undertaking?
Well, I did 2 roots trips. My mother's from Belarus, my father's from Ukraine, and I went to visit their homes, their shtetls, and then I realized that it took us 6 months to plan each trip. And there was no marriage between Jewish heritage and digital technology. So our mission is to find a way of making that 6 months, 2 weeks, make it easy to travel around the world and find Jewish heritage spots.
Amazing. And that's what you've been doing.
Yes.
Collating information, bringing it all online, digital collect.
Yeah, we've been developing technology so that you can land anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And to know what cultural events are around, what sites are around, which you would think that exists, but it doesn't.
What's the website address for our viewers and our listeners so that they know?
It's worldjewishheritage.com or .org. But we're opening, another 5-6 months, another site called World Jewish Travel.
Wow.
So we realize that a lot of people, they just don't want to learn about heritage. They want to travel to these sites. They want to feel it. They want to experience it.
What do you think of this idea? At Alexander Most High School in Israel, one of the anchor, the flag of our, the formula, I should say, of our program is the teaching of the chronology of our people. And people say, wow, that's a really long, history, 4,000 years. Can't you shut it down? People say, they try to suggest, and we say, well, but that's what we do. And if you want something else, then there's other amazing programs out there. But this is what we teach, the chronology of our people from place to place, time to time, and we go and visit these places where it took place. Imagine if we created a world Jewish program where we're bringing high school students to these places around the world as history takes place.
Yeah, and really, and I think that was Simon Schama's idea, is the story of the Jewish people. By going to those places, going to Spain, going to Hungary, going to different places around the world where that story developed, going to Morocco.
Right.
And you get an idea of how did this Jewish story unfold.
It's something about being there at the space itself.
There's nothing like it.
Because, there's no doubt that technology today can do that for us to a certain extent, and what you're doing is amazing. It's phenomenal, really bringing it all together, because maybe not everyone can travel around the world and see these. So to have that access is priceless.
That's right.
And then to be able to take them there, like we do, for example, to Poland, when it comes time to study the history of our people in Eastern Europe, we actually go there. Our students get a better understanding of things being on the ground.
Yeah, and we're hoping that, with our technology, you'll be taking these kids to Girona, where the Ramban lived. You'll be taking them to Cordova, where the Rambam lived, and you'll be telling the story of the Jewish people at other places aside from Poland.
Wow.
Omri, how long have you been a part of this project?
I'm working here for 2 years, and
2 years, and you're still there.
And I volunteered, I think, for something like 1 year before.
Wow!
With helping with the project, because I think it's a really, important mission.
So you're Jewish,
yeah,
meaning you're right, and you're Israeli, so you live here in Israel. Share with us one thing that you kind of have taken away over the last 2 years, perhaps, as part of your understanding of global Jewry, because I don't know if a lot of Israelis get that sense of global Jewry and what it means.
I think that from both sides there is some kind of, a gap or a problem that the Israelis don't, see the Judaism as culture for all over the world. And from the other end, maybe Americans or European Jews, don't see the whole picture of the diversity of our, Jewish culture.
Very nice.
And I think that without any digital presence now, items and values gonna lose their presence.
That's right. And that's something that we value is transmission from generation to generation.
Well, I think that Omri's, if he describes to you his background, he has a little bit of Mizrahi.
I'm half Egyptian and I'm half Polish.
Nice mix.
Yeah,
my wife is half Moroccan, half Polish.
So you're eating a good
depending
food.
It depends what side of the pillow she wakes up on.
It's like couscous and gefilte fish.
Couscous and gefilte fish.
This is innovative. Yeah, this is innovative.
Jack, tell me something real quick, and I don't want to take much of our time. What's your ultimate dream for this program?
Well, our ultimate dream is that people will find cultural heritage events that are very popular, like the Gefilte Festival that we talked about before, that will get people interested to travel. And because I think that then the experience becomes vicarious, not vicarious. You actually feel it, and you'll be there. You'll really share this story of the Jewish people by doing that, and that's our dream, to do that.
Well, you know what the father of modern Zionism said in 1897, if you will it.
Yeah, it will happen.
It is no dream.
Well, I think coming to Israel, the startup nation, it's time the Startup Nation helps cultural heritage as well.
Amazing.
That's the thing.
So last question for both of you in 30 seconds each. Let's just, we'll cut it short, so I'm going to pressure you. We'll start with you. What does Zionism mean to you today?
Zionism is being part of this culture and stay here in Israel and develop our community and just spread the word that we're very important part of, I think, from society, from worldwide society,
global society.
From the global
so
society.
Zionism is our opportunity to express ourselves globally and be a member, a nation among nations.
Like Judaism did for a long time ago, from all over the past.
For 2,000 years of exile. That's right. Very nice. And Mr. Gottlieb, what does Zionism mean to you?
Well, I think it's like I said before, Zionism means that every Jew has a home, has a place that they can eventually end up there, even if they don't end up there. They feel it, they know that Israel is their home, their homeland, and and you can find the Jewish story everywhere, but there's no better Jewish story than in Israel.
Amazing. I love it. I'm going to adopt that for my talk.
It's a great answer.
It's a great
You know what they say to me? They, and we study, you got to know who your audience is.
You can steal everything.
We appreciate that. And we appreciate you joining us here on our show today. It really was a wonderful visit, and to have you come to campus.
It was great to be here. I think Alexander Muss is a must for every.
Is a must
for every.
Alexander Muss is a must. Look, I've been looking for a new tagline.
He's just killing it with these sentences.
Are you looking for a job? Because we need some.
He's an amazing copywriter.
If I had your voice, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Well, thank you, and thank you very much for joining us here on campus, for sitting in our class for the time that you did, to learn a little bit about what we're doing here. And I do believe this is just the beginning of what I think is going to be a wonderful, perhaps one day, working relationship.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and that's why I'm here, and that's why Omri is here as well.
Pleasure to have you all. And once again, to all of our listeners and viewers, it's www.worldjewishheritage.com.
Or .org. And look forward to www.worldjewishtravel.org.com in the near future.
Fantastic. Once again, thank you all for joining us here at the JNF Alexander Muss High School in Israel radio station located here in Hod HaSharon, Israel. Till next time, lehitraot.
Lehitraot.